Meg and Morgs. After spending 9 months backpacking through Southeast Asia, we decided that we were ready for a whole new challenge. After arriving in Australia, we bought a converted four-wheel drive and drove the iconic East Coast from Cairns down to Sydney. In this next leg of the adventure, we're continuing our journey south and we're so excited to see what it has in store for us. Join us today as the adventure continues. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're Meg and Morgs and this is our first video in the state of Victoria, which is the third state on this trip. So we're going to start off by heading over to Raymond Island and doing the Koala trail, which we're really excited about. We got here this morning after a very long drive from Kosciuszko. If you want to see that, then we've got a video out about it. But yeah, we're excited. Yeah, the main sort of like premise of that story is don't take that the C608 or something from Kosciuszko into Victoria, because yeah, it was a pretty tumultuous journey, but we'll leave you to go back and see that if you haven't seen it already. And we're just parked over on the free parking to get the ferry. The ferry's also free for pedestrians. If you want to take your car, why we're parking and walking. If you want to take your car, I think you have to pay. Yeah. I'm not sure how much it will be, but yeah, it's a nice way for us to start our time at Victoria and decompress. We saw our first wild koala earlier. Yeah, at the little petrol stop after we'd finished on that horrible road. But yeah, so we're going to start by decompressing and having a bit of a chill out after a couple of stressful days, and stretch our legs after doing 40,000 steps climbing up and down Mount Kosciuszko yesterday. Been going for maybe like 2 minutes and we've just spotted our first koala, so it's a good start. Have you found another one? Yeah, I can see it. No. Oh, I can see it scratching. Oh, yeah. That was a giveaway, that one. What's this, our third koala? Yeah. So we've been going for like 5 minutes and we're on koala number 3. But the thing is, everyone else that's doing, like seems like they're doing the walk, they're just like running off. Like, they're going so quick that you don't actually have time to spot them. Because they are pretty well camouflaged, like their skin is like a browny grey colour, which is the same as like the trees that they hang out on in the eucalyptus. So yeah, they're pretty hard to spot. Just go slow, take your time, literally look in every tree. And we've seen 3 in 5 minutes. Number 10. Number 20 and 21, another mum and baby. We've been here for about an hour and a half now, so we're gonna walk back to the ferry port. But 20 and 21. But if you really liked koalas, you could probably spend like 2 hours. Like a whole day here probably, just like going so slow, because the slower you go the more you see. Yeah, like you can take like a, you know, those like big photo lens cameras and stuff like that. Yeah, get some really good. Oh, the baby's just
climbing up in the tree.
Sorry, we keep getting distracted.
But yeah, we've had a great time. We're going to head back to the car now and go get some dinner.
We are heading back now to the ferry. On the way we saw another mum and a baby, which brings our grand total to 23, including 3 babies. But honestly, such a wholesome day. Can't recommend it enough, and also it's free.
Yeah, that's the thing, the whole thing's free, even the ferry and everything.
It's so good.
It is really good.
And you can spend as little or as long time-wise here as you want.
Yeah.
Obviously, the longer you spend, the more likely you are to see things. Also, look how beautiful it is.
Yeah, now we're on this little boardwalk down by the side of the lake, just waiting to get back onto the ferry.
Wholesome day.
After a tiring previous few days, we decided to book ourselves into a nearby campsite. They also had a pool, the weather was good, and we were able to use the kitchen facilities as well as having a shower. It was really what we needed, just to rest and recharge for a couple of nights, and it only cost us $17.50 per night. Rested and recharged, we then took the 2-hour drive south to Wilson's Prom, where we'd be spending the next few days looking for wildlife, exploring the landscapes and the beautiful beaches.
Tourist.
It's always good to look at the map, Megan.
Okay, so we made the 3-hour drive this morning over to Wilson's Prom. We were panic booking campsites yesterday because the main tidal river campground is basically done on like a ballot during the summertime.
And it's super expensive, it's like $60.
We managed to book the Shallow Inlet campground, which is just outside the national park, which means we don't have to pay the overnight camping fee as well. So that's $20 a night.
So really reasonable.
Yeah.
Just going to stay there for 2 nights so that we've got the best opportunity of seeing all the
wildlife.
Yeah, because we want to come here to see the wildlife, basically. See a wombat,
Hopefully.
maybe some emus, but the scenery is beautiful.
It is.
Look at that. Kind of like a bit like Scotland or
It's
something.
very like low cloud today. So we were going to hike Mount Bishop or Mount Oberon, but the tops are just in the clouds, so there's no point.
But I mean, we're just sort of like doing a little walk up, getting some elevation, and you can already see loads of nice views. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really nice. It's drizzling a bit, I think, so we need to work out what we actually want to do. Done like a huge big loop around like the boardwalk and then down to the beach here at the tidal river campground sort of like area. It's very windy, but I mean there's a little bit of blue sky behind us. It's not the nicest weather, so
Yeah, it's low cloud in front.
so we won't be going for like a swim or anything like that, but we can see why it's a popular place to come.
Yeah,
like,
it's really
it gets so
nice.
busy. And also this is literally like the only place in the national park that's
Like
got like
camping.
infrastructure for camping. You can do sort of like day walks or like multi-day trips where you walk around in the bush of the national park and like take your tent with you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And camp in different places near beaches. But yeah, this is the only place where you can actually like set up. Although the campsite doesn't really look the nicest. It's kind of like
it's so
really
packed
tightly
in.
packed of lots of different like caravans and stuff like that and tents. So we're quite happy that we're sort of a little bit out of the national park, and we'll show you our campground later because it's nice. But I think the plan is now, because we probably won't be returning here, we're going to go further north, basically like up the peninsula, and stop off at a few places throughout the afternoon before doing the nature trail in the evening, so we can hopefully see some of the wildlife that this area is famous for.
So we drove literally 5-6 minutes down the road to the famous Squeaky Beach because there was a bit of a blue sky, and I feel like beaches always look so much better, even if it is cold, if the sky is blue. It's beautiful, the sand is so white, free parking, free toilets, quite busy, but I mean, it's a Sunday in the summer holidays.
Yeah, I can imagine though if it was like a really nice, calm,
sunny day.
Warm day, it would be really busy. Like there wouldn't be anywhere to park here, so you'd probably have to get here early, or I don't know if there's anything nearby that you could
like walk like an hour from Tidal River Campground. But obviously it's a lot quicker to drive, and also there's no lifeguard here and the waves looked quite choppy, whereas Norman Bay, which is like the beach at the campground, had a lifeguard, so that's always something to consider as well.
After going to Squeaky Beach, we drove another sort of like 5 minutes down the road, and we're at Whiskey Bay now. I just did a short steep hike up, sorry the wind's probably terrible, but a hike up to a little viewpoint over the bay. It's so beautiful here now the sun's out a bit over the water. I won't speak too much now because obviously the wind's pretty bad, but beautiful.
Proper wallaby just on the side of the road, hopefully first of many, but it's cold, so I'm gonna head back to the car. We're at the next stop now. Again, the car parks have all been really good, like loads of toilet facilities everywhere that you might need them, free parking, easy to find a spot, and it is the weekend in the summer holidays, so I think that says a lot. But yeah, we're at Derby River and we're gonna have a walk down to Derby Beach.
Yeah, I think it's we'll either walk to the beach or whether we walk alongside the river, I'm not sure.
Like a viewpoint, we're not sure.
But the weather's much better now. Well, the sun's like out more than it was earlier, and the clouds sort of over the mountains and stuff are clearing. So
it's still quite windy and
extremely
cold.
Windy. But yeah, I mean, at least it's not raining.
Some time at Derby Beach. It's a bit of like a 20-minute walk to get there, I would say, but it's beautiful, like alongside a river. And now we have driven to Cotter's Beach or Lake Car Park, which was further down the road, and then you had to take like a bit more of a gravelly road to get here, but again, loads of parking and it's free, so we're just gonna see what there is basically. of the day. We are at the Prom Wildlife Walk. Should take around 40 to 45 minutes, but it's relatively sort of like flat circuit, and also like if we see things we'll just take our time, go nice and slow. You're best off doing this sort of dawn or dusk, so it is 6 p.m. But if we don't see anything, we'll just come back to the car, have a drink and some food, and then do it again, to be honest, because
we've got nowhere to be.
Yeah.
And we just want to see a couple of animals that we haven't seen yet, so fingers crossed for some wombats and maybe some emus. Yeah,
I mean, we'll be happy with anything. We just saw some wallabies, some more wallabies off the side of the road.
Yeah, but it's nice to see like a big group of them, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, last stop. Successfully seen 2 wombats so far.
We've only been doing the walk for about 2 minutes, and then we were just on the side of the path having a little dinner.
Yeah, it was so cute. We just sort of sat and watched them for a while. Very exciting encounter already. Morgan gets the best spot of the day award. He just spotted 2 emus. So we saw both emus and wombats, which is what we wanted to see.
I know, we were thinking we might come back tomorrow morning just in case we didn't see anything, but I mean, we've seen everything.
It's definitely like getting cooler now, so definitely come either sort of first thing or in the evening when it is cooling down, because obviously that's when animals come alive.
Yeah,
and take your time.
Yeah, that's the thing, because we just walked really slowly, and then you can like kind of spot the little bits of movement from the animals.
Yeah, but yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah, because we thought like, oh, it looks like a bit like a wombat's body or something like that, and then the head like a swan popped up. I was like, oh, I think that must be an emu.
But that's so cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Our first wombats and emus of the trip.
We're getting through our Australian animal tick list now.
Especially after the koalas the other day.
Yeah, and of course we saw a large group of kangaroos as well,
and wallabies.
Yeah, although we've obviously seen quite a few kangaroos and wallabies now, I feel like just because we're travelling Australia, we shouldn't take it for granted, because the first time that we saw them, it was so cool.
Yeah, exactly. It is cool.
They're just like all of the like marsupials. They're just like no other animals that we get back home. Or brilliant. But yeah, onwards.
It's so funny how you can clearly see like where the wombats have been.
There's a little
and there's one here.
Yeah, through that little bit there.
Like they literally are little bulldozers, aren't they? So we stayed last night at the Shallow Inlet campground, which is sort of like a half an hour drive from the middle of Wilson's Prom, so it's really not too far. And obviously the tidal river campground is done on ballot at this time, but I'm kind of glad we had more space and like we slept relatively well. So we are just heading off. There was only one thing we didn't really get a chance to do in Wilson's Prom, and that was either like Mount Bishop or Mount Oberon. But this morning it's low cloud again, so there wouldn't be views. And honestly, we're still quite sore from Kosciuszko a few days ago. So we're just gonna leave it there. The wildlife walk yesterday was incredible. The beaches are beautiful, so definitely come to Wilson's Prom if you're after beaches, hiking and animals. It's amazing. But the plan now is we're going to head off and we're going to drive across to Phillip Island, which is saying around an hour and a half, 2 hours. So yeah, just going to drive there and then spend the day there.
Just had a very impromptu lunch spot at San Remo. They do like a pelican feeding every day at 12 p.m. We saw a little stingray in the water as well, which was unexpected, but one of the little kids that was watching the stuff pointed it out. We just got some chips and had it with some leftover chicken that we had for dinner last night, and now we're gonna head like 25 minutes across the bridge and into Phillip Island. But
I would say that the wildlife on this leg of the trip has been so good, like best yet.
Yeah, since we left Sydney, we've just seen so much different stuff, which is maybe the conditions here are a bit more sort of like hospitable for life, with the fact that it's a bit cooler, a bit more rain maybe. But yeah, we're really enjoying this leg of the journey for that reason as well. So we're going to head off now, and we'll see you on Phillip Island. Penguin spotting.
Penguin number 4.
Let's see if I can zoom in so they can see. Maybe you can see.
Cute. What have we got for dinner tonight, Morg?
We've got chicken tikka masala. Yeah. Is this not the biggest pot of food that you've ever seen?
No, it's overflowing. That's good though.
Yeah, it should do us for 4 meals. Drove the I think it was about 2.5 hours from just outside of Phillip Island across through Melbourne and then over to just outside of Geelong, where we'll be getting the ferry to Tasmania tomorrow. It's a
beautiful little rest stop here, so I highly recommend it if you are going to be going to Tassie, because I think it's like a 25-30 minute drive tomorrow down to the ferry port.
I'll put the Google Maps on the screen, and we found it on WikiCamps basically. It's like a donation based one. You can just leave them a little tip if you like, because it's run by the community, but it is so beautiful. They've got a lovely little sunset spot, so we're just going to enjoy that and be up bright and early for our ferry at 8 AM. But we really hope you've enjoyed this animal sort of focus, animal pack.
It's been such a great, busy,
couple of days,
crazy few days, but I mean, you know, it showed us some of the best places that Victoria has to offer. We will be back after Tassie to explore more of Victoria, so that will be coming after the Tasmania videos. But yeah, as Morgan said, really hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.